Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. We got the spring winds going. So anyway, welcome back. Just wanted to introduce this next video. This is going to be episode number 3 with Jasmyn with her Mustang. We're actually going to get him saddled today and hopefully do a little bit of groundwork with him and see how he does with the saddle. So anyway, this will be the first time we've saddled him, and hopefully we prepared him to where he'll be good with the saddle, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it helps us out a lot and helps us get hopefully good content out to you guys. So take a second if you wouldn't mind and subscribe to the channel. We'd sure appreciate it. So anyway, enjoy the video. This is episode 3 of several that we'll have coming. Hopefully the next time we'll be riding him. So anyway, I appreciate you watching and enjoy the video. Thanks.
I'm trusting him with my
Okay, so what we'll do now, we know he's done this, but we want to make sure that we don't make him go backwards, okay? So just see if you can let him walk up and sniff that stuff. Make sure he knows it's not going to hurt him. You see how he's gone from reactive to very curious now.
I'm trusting him with my favorite saddle.
Yeah, we better make sure that he accepts it and keeps it on, huh?
I meant like no rolling with it.
He hasn't rolled yet today. Okay, so I don't know how you did this when you got him ready to saddle, but I like to just turn that into just a blanket and rub it all over him. So what I like to do is, first of all, just hold it up here, let him smell it and everything. And then start it out in half and just let this be a curry comb. Is this how you kind of did it? Rub this all over, tap him with it. I'm going to let you do this, okay? You do it exactly how you did when you started saddling, because you did a good job. He's not afraid of that at all. You want me to hold him? Does that make it easier for you? Now he should kind of stand here for you, and really what we want is we want him to get to the point where you don't have to hold him here. Right now we want to be able to control it if he moves or whatever, but pretty soon you should be able to just saddle him and everything with him standing without even holding him. Yeah, so now take that and just rub it down his butt and all the way up his neck. And then I like to take it and just take it off, and just like you're saddling, just throw it on several times, make sure that's going to be, and then we're going to do it from the other side too, just because this is the side you saddle him from. We want to make sure he's good on both sides. Okay, and then take it and just fold it in half and tap him on the belly with it. Just make sure that he's okay with all that movement. Okay, and then okay, now see right here how he's more reactive, because you probably didn't do a lot of saddle blanket stuff from this side, right? Because you're going to saddle him from the other side. So okay, so just keep flapping that. All right, now walk back up to him. See the two brains? Could be. And that's something you want to get him used to too. They're afraid of anything that moves and makes noise. So Okay, now just take your hands and just tap that pad all over. Make sure that doesn't scare him.
He's like, that's both braids at the same time. It's on this side, but it's hitting the other
Yeah,
side.
yep. Okay. Okay, so if you're ready, you can go ahead and...
Will you flop that stuff over?
Okay, so here's another thing I don't like to do. Okay, I don't like to flop it over. I like to make it to where you can just take... So basically, hold him and I'll show you what I would do right here.
It's not a him problem. It's a me problem.
So I'm going to show you some little secrets to this, okay? Most people take their saddle and they try to throw it on like this, okay? And that's why this will be in your way. If you take your saddle and put it out here to the side and let your momentum pack that up over, then it'll just throw your stirrup and everything over the top.
I do that. It's just hard because they're like bigger than me.
Yeah, because they're taller. And that's where this momentum is so important. So instead of throwing it from here, watch this stirrup when I toss this. See how that'll carry the momentum up over? And make sure that, now, most people when they do this the first time, they want to just throw it on. But make sure that he's okay standing there while so you can practice swinging that. Rest it on your hip right here. And just kind of swing it back and forth and make sure that he's okay with that. Yeah, and make sure that you're standing kind of up here so that when you throw it on, and we can do this the first, so we want to make this a good experience for him, so let's do it to where it's most comfortable for you.
I do this with all my horses.
The reason I like to leave it is you want to get them used to when it goes over and hits them that it doesn't scare them.
Was I supposed to do something?
No, you're fine. And then just take it and throw it around. Make sure that none of this is gonna, because once we start doing the cinch up, you're committed. So we have to make sure that he's good with all this.
How far back?
No, you're just about right there. Yep. The other thing that really helps on horses that are new at this is to keep petting them while you're doing this. It kind of keeps them at ease. Yeah. Not too much? Oh, I think that was stuck. Yeah, let's think if we go, because this is going to loosen up some too. Okay. So that might be a little short at first, but it'll loosen up as we go. So now I think that's probably about right. There, so just test, make sure he's okay with the feel of that. You've even got a smart cinch, don't you? With the rollers right here. I really like those.
I've never noticed this.
Okay, so right here, what I would do instead of just keep doing it quick, hold it like this, and then release it.
I feel like it's...
Okay, so this is something this is something, now I don't like to put it right here in the armpit. You know why? When they walk, it rubs right here. So I like to leave about 1.5 inches or so right here. Okay, so you got it just about right there. Okay, so right here, this is where when you're doing this the first time, now we've done this, but if he had never had this done, you're committed as soon as you wrap that. Yep. Once you start tightening that up, we're pretty much committed, okay? So we want to get that, we don't want to tighten it tight, but we want it tight enough that it'll stay on him if he were to react, okay? Good. Okay, so are you probably gonna have to go one more wrap? Yeah. So we don't want to, the other thing that I don't ever do is cinch one up tight right from the start. Even with my broke horses, I do it in 3 different stages, okay? So just do it enough that it holds it on. Okay, right there's plenty, okay? And then do your back cinch up. And then we'll let him wear this for a minute, and then we'll tighten him up a little bit more. You know, no, that's okay. So you know how you were saying you had one of your horses that reaches around, tries to bite, or does stuff like, yeah, a lot of times that's why, is because you cinch them up too tight to start with. Now when you're saddling one for the first time, you want it tight enough that it won't come off. So okay, so we're going to assume that this is his first time wearing this, okay? Oh yeah, you
Don't want that falling out. It's stuck on the other side.
there you go.
Does the other side need to be like that?
No, you're just right there. And I like a breast collar to be pretty loose so that he can move good. You got it hooked up? Okay, so let's just see. Okay, I think that'll stay on him. You want to go one more hole. Let's see. Now it's probably, is that one more? Okay. All right. Okay, so he's looking at that a little bit. So now the last thing we want to do, even though you've had him saddled before, is stand out in front of him. Okay? No, we don't want to stand in front of him. And we're just going to go ahead and turn him loose, okay? But a lot of times if they get nervous and buck, they'll want to come right at you. So you just want to make sure you try to stay out to the side of him, okay? Okay, now, what are you going to do right here? There you go. Let's just let him travel out the same way as you did when we were lunging him. And it might take him a few steps and he may feel that and then react. So you just want to be ready for that. He's got just a little bit of hump in his back, nothing major. So let him walk and wear it for a minute and we'll ask him. Just not too bad. He's really doing now. He wants there. That's okay. So just let him go the other way. So just you do your little and let him walk at first. Let's not force him into anything quick. Let him get really used to wearing that. Okay, and I'm just going to let you do your round pen stuff, but just go slow, and then we'll ask him to trot after a minute, okay? He's just a really accepts things well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Found this nice dirt.
Yeah, I was going to say we got yours. They're all covered in mud, but
Just dusted it off and the truck was in the middle.
that's good. Okay, there's a little reaction right there. I've never thought bucking was cute.
Well, last week he would have been like, let me out of here.
Okay, so now we just want to make sure now that he just gets used to those transitions so you can let him go. Now, see how you're just, make sure you point first, okay? That's really going to help him when he starts. There you go. Good. If you need to, you can. He's got has a hard time staying in that canter. So I'm just going to grab one of these. There you go. You got him now. Good. Okay, now just when you do go to change direction, see how you're on this side of him? Just make sure you take a step to the side so you don't turn him the wrong way. He's okay right there. Okay, step to the side. See how you're on the wrong side of him. See how he turned away from you right there? So you got to make sure you're over on that other side before you point.
It's like there's two sides face on, there's two sides sideways, right? Or is there more sideways?
No, with him, he prefers her on this side. So he's more apt if you don't position yourself on that other side, he's more apt to turn away from you. So right now she'll just have to step to the side before she points so that he knows. Because right now if she's over here and his head's here and she's trying to get him to go this way, he's going to turn away if she does this. So she's got to step over, and that's where this can help too. Until he gets good at it, she can reach out with that, and that'll keep him from turning away too. Okay, so right here, practice making sure you're on the right side. So you don't want to ask him to come this way until you're over there. Now just kind of hold that stick out to the side. Now point. Now take that. There you go. See how that turned him the right way? That'll hold the saddle on. You see what happens when you don't get in their way and force them to do things. They will always pick up that correct lead. Always. Okay, now. There, now. Don't do anything unless he goes to a trot. Then you can. There you go. Now relax. Good. Okay, now he's cantering, so don't do it unless he's, there you go, now you do it. There, good. Okay, now if you're going to change directions, make sure just to switch your hands. There, now point. There, see how that pushed him over there for you? He's a little bit stickier on this side with the canter, so.
Well, I love that the cinch is just flopping around on it.
Yeah. And we're going to do, when we get done with this, we're going to do some like 15 minutes of desensitizing stirrups and all that before we quit today.
Did you hear? Can I ride there?
Young minds, huh? There, now he's keeping the canter better for you until he slips in the mud, huh? Okay, now when you're ready, see if you can stop him and have him come up and just tell him how good he's doing. Good. Now you can just drop that and let him follow you around again and practice that kind of stuff with him. Then I'm going to show you some desensitizing you can do with your saddle. Because my guess is if we start tapping that saddle with that sack, he's gonna react a little bit. And we don't want him to. So.
Next time you pet him, pull his dreadlocks off of the saddle. How did that little loop get stuck on the...
Okay, now make sure he'll stay joined up with you. Really good.
I don't think you guys ever put a back stitch on him before, did you?
We did.
You did?
This is the saddle we rode him in.
Okay, right there. Make sure he doesn't leave you. Good.
I didn't think you rode him in the saddle.
No. We put the big saddle on him first.
That's right.
We switched to this one.
Okay, so now that you've worked him and he's got a little bit of breathing going, right? Let's practice desensitizing him with the saddle now. And my guess is because he's still a little bit sensitive with that sack, when you start tapping the saddle with that sack, now right here, now you got to prepare for this, okay? So right there, you want to do that, but you want to make sure that you've got him in case he wants to take off on you, that he won't, okay? So this is where you want to just take this, and you can just kind of put it over your arm if you want. That way you can grab it if you need to. And then just practice just kind of just moving those around, move them back and forth. You've probably done a little of this with him, right? Okay, so right there, see how, now right there you got to keep that. Now, see, you're going way too far too fast, okay? So right here, when he twitched, when you did this, you definitely don't want to go more, okay? So start with this. Okay, if he's moving right there, you don't want to do it any harder than that, okay? And then what you want to do when he accepts it is drop it and pet him, okay?
I didn't see him twitch.
Yeah, then you can start adding a little bit more to it. But you want to make sure that you give him every chance to succeed. So just start out with light stuff and then build on it, okay? And right here, if you do this and he moves, you definitely don't want to do more. Just stay right here till he's good with it. Then you can start adding to it. And this, you can start every time he does good, then we can start adding a little bit more to it. Just make sure that he's good with the little stuff first, okay? So practice that with him and then come in and do these kinds of things when you feel like he's good. So remember, when you get in the seat and you go to put your leg over, you might hit it right here with your heel or with your knee or something like that. Make sure that he's used to all those noises. Because if you don't get on perfect and hit your knee and it scares him, you're only halfway on. So just practice all those kinds of things that could happen when you get on to ride him. Okay, so right there, you just keep it going till he stops. Good, you're getting, now just keep that going. Good. So right there, you're kind of simulating what happens when you get in and your heel or something taps him on the side, right? He gets used to it. Yep, yep. And I like to get, by tomorrow we'll have that to where you can take that stirrup and just slap it and he'll just stand there. Good. Okay, Okay, so you just keep tapping, start out light. There, and then when he gets better, you can start slapping harder. Yeah.
And it zips open and closes. She puts her phone in there, whatever.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you can get him used to that stuff. And then every once in a while with this back cinch, you can reach down and just kind of do the same things. Make sure none of this is going to bug him. You can be super creative with this and just think of anything that could possibly scare him you want to get him used to. And then when you're ready, you can go to the other side and do it on the other side.
Like almost
Think of anything that could possibly scare him.
Oh, we can find something. This is the thing when you're, especially with these young ones, is you get to the point where they're doing so good, and you get a little overconfident sometimes, and then you just want to just make sure you just always go through the steps. Then a lot of times after you've kind of desensitized them to stuff and then you turn them loose again, they'll go, oh, I was so relaxed, and then they'll all of a sudden jump, you know.
Yeah.
So you just want to practice all those stops and desensitizing, and then move him around again, and then stop. He's doing super good. You did really good with him when you were getting him to get saddled. Okay, when you feel like when he's really good with that, then we're going to introduce that sack to him, okay? Even the stick and string, even though he's really good with that stick and string, just the sound of that string coming off the saddle will scare him a lot of times. So you may want to start out with that. Doing really good. I was starting a 2-year-old for, did you say you knew Jeff Allen? So Jeff, I was starting a big stallion for him one time. Really nice, big buckskin horse. And he was doing so good. And I was just getting ready to saddle him. So I grabbed the saddle and did all the things, got him saddled up. And he hadn't ever been turned loose with the saddle yet, but he was all saddled and cinched up and everything. And I walked like this to pick something up, and that horse tried to follow me because he was hooked up to me, and felt that saddle, ran right over the top of me. Yeah. And for him, it was, I had taught him to join up to me. So when I walked away, he went to join up and then felt the saddle. So as soon as he moved, it freaked him out. You only let that happen once, and then you learn from it. Really good. I thought he would be more reactive to that, so that's great. Look how quiet he's standing now. Hey, that's pretty good. Now you can do the other side. Really good. I've had them before where that stick will get caught under the saddle when you pull it through. So just all those things that could possibly happen. I like to get them used to it all. Okay, so he's pretty good with the stick. That's awesome. Okay, here goes the bag. We'll see how good your preparation has been. Good job. And right here, you can tap your stirrups with that too, and that adds the noise plus the movement of the stirrups. Really good. Good. That's really good that he's just standing there and letting you do that to him. So this is only day 3, or is this 4? Day 4. So the good thing, and this is a good thing to learn from this, is she did a really good job, getting him saddled, actually even getting on him. But where a problem could have come in is where we didn't do all this other preparation. She could go out and ride, but then if something spooked him, all of that preparation to get him saddled and everything, he forgets, because now he's scared. So she did everything right. Now she knows the groundwork, so it's just going to make everything complete.
Yeah.
Okay, when you feel like he's pretty good with that, okay, right there he's okay. Now that's okay. Okay, so we found a spot, right? Okay, so he was great on the other side, right? But all of a sudden we found a spot. So now he's going, what did I do that for? So now you're starting to see why it's important to not be right in front of him, right? So if something spooks him and he takes off, he doesn't come over the top of you. So go ahead and come back and I'll have you. Yep. That's okay. When he gets turned away from you, you can't hold him anyway. So.
And I didn't want him to kick it.
Okay, so now don't go right back to that. Start up here again. So we'll have to spend a little bit more time on this side because he's definitely been more reactive on this side. Okay, so see how we're right in front of him? Let's scoot out to the side. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I tapped it up and down in the seat.
Yeah, see the other side, he didn't even react really, did he?
I don't know if I did it on
Maybe you didn't do it on that side. But by doing that, that's the same thing as you climbing up there and slapping your butt in the seat, right?
Or if you're like holding something like a bag of chips.
Yeah. Okay, so don't go any farther than that until he's comfortable with that. So sometimes when they do that and react, then we have to go back a step because he's a little bit more reactive, right? See how he's flinching a little? So you just don't do any more than that right there. Now you got to keep it going though now. So go back to his neck and just rub him and then go right back to that seat again. Yeah, I always forget to get that.
Why is there so many?
Okay, so just watch him close. See, he doesn't really like that, does he, right there? Okay, so now just go back and rub him on the neck for a minute and then go back to that. See, right there, he really doesn't like much. Okay, so now go back and tap it in that spot again. So let's walk him right back out here again, just in case. Okay, so we found a little spot on him that could have caused you some major problems if you got on and rode him, right? So let me show you some little, so right here, where he gets a little bit nervous, see how I didn't really hesitate a lot, I just went right back to it? So a lot of times, remember how we said don't ever sneak? So because he reacted that time, now you're being a little bit more careful. Okay, but we don't want to be careful. See how you were tapping lightly and kind of timid, and then he was getting nervous. Now look what I'm doing. So just because he reacted, and then you got a little bit more. I don't know if I want to put that on there. That made him realize that maybe he should be scared of that. Now watch the difference. So you see the difference between. So because he reacted, then you went up and we're kind of doing this. And then he was getting a little bit, wow, that's kind of sneaky. So if I go right back to this, so now see we're tapping him on the seat where he got nervous, but I'm not doing it timid. I'm just going right back to it and saying, you don't need to be afraid of this.
Is it maybe different because I was bouncing it up and down?
Well, it could be. So right here, see how if he wants to come forward, we don't want to be in his way right here. Okay, so he's pretty good right here, but when you do this, so just build on that. So then go up to where you're going more down on him, like this. It could be. So if it is, we need to go back to. Now, if it is because it's above his head, what happens when you get on? You're up above his head, right? So we'll just start doing this. Okay, so this isn't even about the saddle. This is about this being up here. Okay, so we found a spot we need to go back to and say, you don't need to be nervous of that. I don't think we've ever swung this over his head. We just did the stick and string. Okay, so if that's the case, then we need to get him used to this. Just desensitize him. Okay, and then go back to here. Okay, so we got a little sack work to do, right? So you can practice sitting out here and doing this with him and then going right back to this. Okay, I'm gonna let you do this. Just take. So what happens is when he turns and gets away from you, it's better just to let him go because there's no way you're going to win that when he's pulling away from you. You still ready to get on? Those are called humble moments, huh? There, now you can work your way back up to that seat. Then once he's good with that, you can take it in from a little bit higher. There you go, good. Okay, so we found a couple of oh-no spots with him where it could have caused us a problem. Yep, you're over his head. Good. Now when he does stand there, go back to somewhere where he's comfortable for a minute and then go back to that. There you go. A lot of times if they get to where they'll stand, even though they don't like it yet, if you keep doing it, pretty soon they're going to go, I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
So you let them stand for a minute, go back to where she is now, and then go back to it. So it's not just a constant nagging at them. As long as he's reacting, I would keep it there. But when he'll stand for a minute, see how high his head is? I always kind of, as a general rule, I say watch for him to relax or stand for 15 seconds and then take it away. Even if he's not, as long as he'll stand and then go back to it. And then that way he'll just kind of get comfortable, kind of a little bit at a time. There you go. That's better. Okay, so now that you've got him kind of standing for that, try to maybe change it up a little bit and do something. So maybe try and walk with him and put that, just kind of shake that bag out in front of you like you were doing. Just walk to, there you go. Now relax. Good. And then when you feel like he's doing pretty good, go ahead and do your lunging on the line with him, with the saddle. We'll do that, and then we'll let him rest for a minute, and then that'll be plenty for him for today.
Yeah.
You want me to take those so they're not in your way? Look how he's leaving a nice, loose, droopy lead rope for you. Good job. Good. It's a lot easier than it started out, huh? Point first, point first. Good. Okay, you're doing that perfect. Stepping right on his tail, yielding hindquarters. Shorten up your rope just a little. There you go. Good. Good job. Now practice your stage 2 where you... Good job. Now he's see, that's the side he was sticky yesterday.
Oh, stage 2 is in front of the head. It's going...
Yeah, so step sideways and then ask him to go across. There you go. Perfect.
It took me a minute there because you said stage 2 and she did that, and I was like, wait, why did you do that? She's picking up quicker than I am.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some notes for your mom.
Yep.
Good.
Really bird.
Nice job. Now just pet him right there.
Good job, dude.
Okay, so now unsaddling him. We just want to have, and today we don't have to do that. I can hold him for you or whatever. But really, I think what you can do right there is just, now remember, back cinch first. Oh yeah, you're doing your breast collar. Sorry, I don't ride with the breast collar, so I forgot you had that on there. So I'll give you a little, just a personal opinion about breast collars. If you're competing or roping or doing something like that, it's a nice thing to kind of keep things stable. If you're out trail riding and doing that kind of stuff and you're in rough country, I think they're good, but a lot of times people, they make them too tight and then they're hugging them right here, so when they step, a horse has a tendency to not step out like they would normally step because they run into that breast collar. So I like to leave them, if you're going to use them, pretty loose. You don't want them to get to where they can step over them or do anything like that, of course, but anything that restricts a horse from that movement, you want to be real careful with. But yeah, always do your unsaddle with your back cinch first. And can you tell me why?
Cinches off first, and like if you take the front cinch off and something happens,
that's going to just be right, and it's going to ruin your saddle. So you want me to show you kind of a cool little thing right here? Oh, you kind of do it. I just do it backwards, but so when you pull this out, it just drops everything. Yeah, so that's great. I always go backwards. You went forward. Same thing though. I love that, to where you don't have to sit and unroll things. It just pops out for you. Here's a little secret for you. I want me to show you a little secret right here so you don't have to tie that. See this little thing right here? That's what this is made for. Did you know that? So if you take your cinch and run it through here, watch this. Then you don't have to tie it, and then when you get ready to use it, you just undo that and it falls down. Okay, now, good. So you want him to get used to this on both sides, right? So I would say saddle from one side. I always, to this day, even with my older horses, I unsaddle from this side just so they get used to the movement from both sides. You what?
And unsaddle on whichever side.
Yeah, just get them used to both. That's getting them used to both brains, huh? Really, really good. Okay, so answer one question for me. You remember about 20 minutes ago you said, can I get on and ride? Are you glad you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. It's when they're doing really good, you're all for it, right? But when you realize there's still some holes that need to be worked through, then you realize it's probably a good thing we're taking a little more time, right? Okay, that's awesome. Saddling, moving, doing all that. Perfect day for him. So he bucked a little bit with the saddle, but I don't really consider that bucking. I mean, he jumped around a little bit and stuff, but it wasn't anything major.